anymore. I don't even know. I don't even know why I try anymore. I don't even know.
Don't mind me, man. I'm just enjoying the music. NXT tonight, Stand and Deliver, Go Home show. Better than Raw. Better than Raw. Not by much, but still better than Monday Night Raw. We got one spot in that ladder match for the North American Championship to be determined. Who's it going to be? I had my money on Cameron Grimes. If you guys were watching NXT, you would have already known Cameron Grimes was the favorite to go to Stand and Deliver. WWE had Mandy Rose come out and cut a not-so-good promo about Toxic Attraction and the Women's Championship and the Tag Team Championships, and then Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai got back together. Oh, nobody cares. And Dolph Ziggler, Braun Breaker, WWE really egging it on with the video packages and the non-existent hype that is Dolph Ziggler and Braun Breaker for the NXT Championship on Saturday afternoon. Never mind all of that, man. We're going to go over the show tonight. I'm happy to be here for you guys. I got my cold beverage. And let me tell you something, man. It's ice cold. It's ice cold. But I'm going to the venue. I know you guys are already waiting there. And I got one very important question for you tonight, man. You know what it is. The fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
AEW successful? Why is Tony Khan running his promotion better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard are running Monday night and Friday night? Long-term booking.
Guys, thank you so very much for joining me on this NXT post show for March 29th, 2022. I'm JD from New York, and this is the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Tuesday nights, wherever you may be. Don't really know what to say, man, about NXT tonight. I'm usually a man of many words, usually a man of a lot of words, can't really find anything bad to say about the show tonight. Can't really find anything good to say about the show tonight. Can't really find anything in between to say about the show tonight. It was just there. It was just there. And WWE, they did their last minute prep, got everything all together. They got everything wrapped up in a nice package with a little pretty bow on it. And they're getting us ready for Saturday's NXT Stand and Deliver show, which should be a decent show, but I'm not overly excited about it because it's not an NXT takeover that we are accustomed to, especially during WrestleMania weekend. I'm excited about this Stand and Deliver show for a couple of reasons. One, to see Tony D'Angelo and Tommaso Ciampa. Very curious to see what happens there. If they really push Tony D to the top and they give him that big victory over what looks to be a Tommaso Ciampa who is about to exit NXT, whether that is exit WWE or exit NXT to simply go to the main roster, I'm not really excited about that. I don't know why anybody would be excited about that. I love Ciampa to death. You guys, the OGs know. You guys know I love Ciampa, man. The best storyline since the days of Shawn Michaels and Triple H and Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano in NXT. It's storytelling at its finest. It's long-term booking at its finest. Something that is desperately missing from this show. I'm excited about that. I'm also curious to see what WWE does with Imperium. And that is both Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel. And I'm curious to see what they do with Walter. Because this match really could be very telling. It could be Walter is also moving up to the main roster along with LA Knight. I think LA Knight is done on NXT. Walter may have a couple of more months there. They may call up whoever they have to call up now, and you can kind of get a sense of who is ready to get called up to the main roster. Walter may kind of swim around NXT for a little bit longer. He and Imperium are absolutely due for a call-up. They don't belong on this show. They do not fit the mold of this show. They are too good. And they could easily fit on any show on Monday or Friday night. Curious about LA Knight as well. LA Knight is somebody that I did not really take to upon seeing him in NXT. I was not a big fan of Eli Drake coming over from TNA Impact. Was not a big fan of his work in NWA. I thought it was rather cringe and nothing original about it, but he seemingly has changed my entire complexion around as far as he is concerned. I think he's fantastic. And there's no way that Vince McMahon can look at LA Knight and not make money off of LA Knight. He would fit like a fucking glove on SmackDown. I really do think that he would fare very well on the main roster. He's more than ready for the main roster. I'm very interested in that to see what happens with both of those guys, Imperium as a group, Walter, and definitely LA Knight. I'm very curious to know what they do with Braun Breaker and Dolph Ziggler as well. This one is really, it's not bothering me. It's one of those head scratchers for me. I don't know why they took the title off of Braun Breaker to begin with. Now, it could all mean, we got the announcement of Rick and Scott Steiner going into the Hall of Fame. It could all mean that WWE had this pre-planned notion, this big plan in the works, that they were going to take the title off Braun Breaker. They were going to put it on Dolph Ziggler. They were going to build sympathy around Braun Breaker. They're going to induct the Steiner brothers. And it's going to be one big family reunion at WrestleMania weekend in Dallas. One big family celebration with Braun Breaker winning the NXT title back from the dastardly Dolph Ziggler and the Steiner brothers going into the Hall of Fame. It could just simply be that. Or it could be that Braun Breaker is getting the call up to the main roster. Because I know for a fact that they are very high on Braun Breaker. I don't know why they would keep Braun Breaker in NXT when this company is so desperate to create new, youthful stars and get them ready for the main roster. He seems like he's got the fundamentals down. So why wouldn't they take a chance on Braun Breaker? And you got to ask yourself, who's going to make you more money on the main roster? Is it going to be Dolph Ziggler or is it going to be Braun Breaker? I think that's a very easy answer to that question. Vince would absolutely promote, or demote in this case, Braun Breaker over a Dolph Ziggler to the main roster. It could be that. It's just a head scratcher to me because I don't know why they even bothered to take the title off of him, unless that's the reason. Do they really think Dolph Ziggler is trending upwards in the ratings on Tuesday night? I don't think it's any drastic difference. It's not that big of a difference at all. They're still sub 700 on Tuesday night. Nobody's watching this show. This show feels as unimportant as ever before. There's nothing interesting about this show. Nothing. It's just 2 hours of just, I don't know what the fuck it is. It's not interesting. I'm interested in those that were there on the black and gold. I'm not really all that interested in anybody else that's there that they're building up. But Braun Breaker winning the NXT Championship, destroying the black and gold, only to take the belt off of him to put it on Dolph Ziggler, it never made sense to me. When I found out about it first, Jesse, my partner on Wednesday night, thought it was an early April Fool's joke. It would have been the same thing if Braun Breaker went into TakeOver, or it's not really a takeover. It's so fucking hard to not call it a takeover, you fucking cocksucker, Bruce Pritchard. I fucking hate him. Goddamn idiots over there. Hey, let's destroy Triple H's fucking perfect pay-per-view takeover. Like, God, I miss fucking TakeOver. It would have been the same fucking thing if Braun Breaker went into Stand and Deliver as the champion and he beat Dolph Ziggler. It would have been the same thing. There's no difference. Everybody thinks it's going to be one big celebration for Braun Breaker. Oh my God, it's going to be a career-defining moment. He beats Dolph Ziggler at fucking Stand and Deliver. Pardon me while I fucking grab the fucking champagne. It's ridiculous, man. NXT is just mid. It's mid fucking television. It really is. There are things that I'm interested about going into this show, but it does not come anywhere close to resembling what TakeOver meant to all of us. I see it everywhere. I see it in the numbers for the channel. I see it in the numbers for the podcasts. I see it in the numbers for everybody in the community. Nobody's watching NXT reviews. I genuinely feel fucking guilty every time I come on here to do an NXT review because I know every time I walk into the office, I ask myself every single fucking week, do I really want to talk about NXT? If you asked me this 4 years ago, I would tell you I can't wait to fucking talk about NXT. There were some shows that left me fucking speechless when I came on here to sit in front of you to do a goddamn fucking podcast. Now I don't want to say anything because the show is just mid. And I don't know, man. It's WrestleMania weekend. I wish I could show you the messages I get, man. I wish I could show you the messages I get about how everybody is just in the same boat that I am in. I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. Does it feel like WrestleMania weekend? No. It does not. It does not. It feels like fucking D-level pay-per-view weekend. Does not feel like WrestleMania weekend. I don't have that WrestleMania excitement. I mean, listen, if you guys read the report today, Shane McMahon may be at WrestleMania. Vince McMahon is planning on bringing Shane McMahon to WrestleMania, man. I may actually have to go out and get additional cold beverages, and I may have to go buy myself some new fucking sunglasses because it looks like the potential for WrestleMania and Seth Rollins may not even beat Cody Rhodes. I may actually sit down on Saturday night and watch the fucking world burn with a smile on my face. That's what we're talking about going into WrestleMania. It doesn't feel like WrestleMania. Whatever the case may be, man, I'm here. We're going to try and get through this. I thank you guys for joining me on Tuesday night. And we're going to go over the NXT show and everything that happened tonight on the go-home show for NXT Stand and Deliver. Follow me on social media, guys, at JD from NY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. I see less than 300 likes, which is absolutely pathetic. Less than 300 likes, man. We're nearing 900 people in the venue on this slow-ass Tuesday night. The one thing you guys could do to make me feel better, man, is hit that thumbs up. If there's 900 people in the chat, there should be 900 thumbs up. No questions. So go and hit that thumbs up, man. Super chats are open. Get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. As always appreciate your support via the super chat. Channel members, we just hit 500 channel members. It's unbelievable. It's awesome. I didn't expect it 500 so quick, man. This past week, I was talking about 400. 500 channel members. So if you guys want to become a VIP right here on OTS, make sure you guys hit that join button down below. It's right underneath the video player. Become a VIP. You guys get those custom emotes only available to Off the Script. You could use them in the live stream chat. You could use them in the comment section for all my videos. And you guys get those badges next to your name to show off your VIP status, man. You'll sit right back there with me. And depending on my mood for the evening, your first and second rounds of beverages are on me. So make sure you guys hit that join button down below. I uploaded Off the Script 424 today. Talk about MJF and Tony Khan getting into a heated argument and why I think everybody's being played for a fool. There's no argument, there's no heat, there's no backstage problems. MJF and Tony Khan are like this, man. There's no problem at all. So I talk about that and why I think it's a complete 100% work. Go check that out. Off the Script 424 today on the channel. I appreciate all you guys' support on everything I've been doing lately. Video game content's up there as well. WWE 2K22 My Rise. Their new version of my career. Go check that out. It's on the homepage right now if you guys want extra content. I'll be live with Jesse tomorrow night for Dynamite. I may do WrestleMania predictions on Thursday. We'll be live for Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honor on Friday. And then, again, TakeOver. Every time I say TakeOver, man, fucking get me a drink, somebody. Jesus fucking Christ. Stand and deliver on Saturday afternoon. I'll be live on Saturday afternoon and then Saturday night for WrestleMania Night 1. And then Sunday, WrestleMania Night 2. It's going to be a very busy weekend in the venue, man. We are stocked with cold beverages. So make sure you guys make OTS your one-stop destination for everything WrestleMania week. And today's show is sponsored by my great friends over at Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. You guys are going to use that code JD. That's it. Code JD at checkout. Free samples. All you guys got to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. That is BlueChew.com. And I want to thank them, as always, for supporting and being a great friend of the podcast right here on Off the Script. Shout out to my boy Chris McKean as well, man. He's the one with that great track, Evermore, that you guys just heard in the background. He actually hit me up on Instagram today, and I told him, thank you for the great tunes, man. And I told him that it was something that took me by surprise to see how good it was, man, because I'm not really familiar with the synthwave. Then I started looking into the synthwave stuff, and then I found shredwave, which is what you're hearing there. I love electric guitar, man. So you mix in both of those styles, now you're talking. Now you're talking. So I hit him up. I told him, listen, bro, my family grew me up on electric guitar. I love progressive metal. I love Symphony X. Michael Romeo is one of my favorite guitar players of all time. I love Mark Tremonti. I love music like Symphony X and Dream Theater, shit like that. And he told me that, he also is very inspired by Dream Theater as well. So we got a couple of messages going back and forth. I want to push him So if you guys want to know where that music comes from, you guys know it in the chat. I see you mentioning the name of the song. It's called Evermore. You go look up Chris McKean on YouTube, man. You give him a shout out and tell him that he is a major part of what we do here on Off the Script. He's got great music, and I hope he continues to write music, and I hope that he's, in the process of coming out with some more bangers, because those 3 songs that he's got, fucking great, man. So shout out to my boy Chris McKean. Let's get into the NXT show, man. Show started off at the top. We went right into things, and it was chaos right at the top. We see Imperium making their entrance, and then LA Knight comes out, and he attacks Walter from behind, and there's this big brawl with Imperium and LA Knight and MSK. We go right into their match. And this pretty much is the same thing. This is why I have fallen out of love about NXT. I've fallen out of love with NXT. This is the same match that we saw, if you guys remember, when MSK was on the road to Imperium and the road to the Dusty Cup, and they wanted Imperium and the Tag Team Championships back. They enlisted their shaman, Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle was in NXT for a couple of stints, and he was the shaman for MSK, and they had a match with MSK and Matt Riddle versus Walter and Imperium. This is basically the same match that we got, minus Matt Riddle. Now all you're doing is plugging in LA Knight. It's not that much different. In fact, this is, I would say, a lesser version of what we got there. That was a great fucking match. This was pretty much just to sell the match between LA Knight and Walter, and then the Tag Team Championship match going on at Stand and Deliver with MSK, the Creed Brothers, and Imperium. So LA Knight was all over the place here. He jumped Imperium before the bell, like I said, and Imperium took over. They started to work over Lee during a commercial break. Lee of MSK finally able to tag out, and he tags LA Knight back in, cleans house after a hot tag, and he continues to go to work there. Carter comes in, Nash Carter comes in of MSK, does a springboard, but Walter trips him up and drags him off the apron. Knight comes to the rescue there to save Carter as he and Gunther get into a big battle on the outside. They brawl to the back, and they disappear from the match. So the finish then comes when Eichner takes advantage of all this, turns Carter inside out with a lariat. Eichner then hooks the leg to cover Carter because he was the legal man. 1, 2, 3, that's it. Imperium and Walter win this match over LA Knight and MSK. So Imperium gets the victory. Walter and LA Knight battle to the back. Imperium pins one of their challengers on Saturday at Stand and Deliver. This does not bode well for Imperium. Now, I don't think MSK are winning those tag team championships. I don't think Imperium are going to retain those tag team championships. I honestly think that WWE on Saturday night is going to go all in on the Creed Brothers. I think they are very, very high on the Creed Brothers. I think the Creed Brothers winning the Dusty Cup is going to lead to them winning the tag team championships in NXT. I think Imperium is all about done in NXT, not meaning released, because to me, they're the best tag team in probably all of the WWE right now. They got the makeup of the best tag team in the entire company. Better than New Day, better than the Usos, better than the Street Profits, better than Matt Riddle and Randy Orton. They are a tag team personified, man. They are perfect. Perfect. And Walter could be the next big thing in WWE if they want to actually do something with him. He should be the next big monster on the main roster. There's no fucking way that you could fuck up Walter. They'll find a way. They will find a way to fuck him up. I'm not really holding my breath on that one. I don't expect Walter to be a superstar in the making on the main roster. I don't expect them to creatively give him something to sink his teeth into. He's going to be another fucking mid-card act when he makes his way up there with Imperium. Tag team wrestling sucks on the main roster. WWE doesn't know what to do with somebody like Walter. Forget about it. Forget about it. There are dream matches out the ass for Walter on the main roster, and WWE will somehow fuck it up. But I do think that Imperium is going to still float around NXT for a little bit and then get called up to the main roster sometime in the summer. And they may actually last all the way till SummerSlam. I don't know if there's anything else for them to do all the way up until SummerSlam. I really do think that there's going to be a mass exodus of talent getting called up to the main roster. Imperium is definitely part of that group. I see Io Shirai getting called up. I see LA Knight getting called up. I see Cameron Grimes getting called up. There are a ton of talent that should be called up to the main roster. Ciampa is another one. He's probably getting called up. A ton of talent getting ready to get the call to the main roster. What WWE does with them, I don't know. I don't know. Most of these are Triple H hires. That does not bode well for any one of them. The only one that I would see out of that group of people finding some level of success is LA Knight. And that's it. I'm very worried about the next call-ups from NXT because they're all going to be Triple H hires. And you know what they've done to all Triple H hires. No matter what he said with Stephen A. Smith on First Take, all of Triple H hires are probably going to end up completely and utterly destroyed, buried. There's no excitement around any one of them getting called up to the main roster. But I do think the Creed brothers are going to win the tag team championships, and I do think WWE is going to go all in on them. There's a reason why they won the Dusty Cup, and you'll see it on Saturday afternoon. Dakota Kai was backstage. She was looking for Wendy Chu. Apparently, Wendy Chu was not on the show tonight. Dakota Kai finds Wendy's pajamas and slippers lying on the floor backstage. And Wendy's body pillow is also there, and it's been ripped with the stuffing pulled out of the pillow. So she is now missing. We have a missing person here in Wendy Chu. There's always somebody missing. There's always somebody fucking sneak attacking somebody and then vanishing into thin air like Batman on NXT. Just like Bruce Pritchard on the main roster, man. Bruce Pritchard loves his thievery storyline. If you guys watched Monday Night Raw last night in the go-home show for Monday Night Raw, Happy Corbin once again stole Drew McIntyre's sword, Angela. This is the second time now that they've stolen the sword. There's always somebody missing, and there's always some fucking sneak attack where nobody knows who done it on NXT. Still waiting for the fucking payoff with Hideo Itami and Kevin Owens all those years ago. So we see Dakota Kai worried, and she's wondering what happened to Wendy Chu. So we go from that to Ivy Nile and Tiffany Stratton. Not really a big fan of Tiffany Stratton. I don't know. I don't really get the gimmick. It's kind of cringe to me. You know, the daddy's girl, the rich girl, the snobby bitch. I don't really get it. The theme music is fucking terrible. She does not play it well, and I'm still waiting to see something that impresses me about Tiffany Stratton. I'm not impressed. And all the times I've seen her on NXT so far, I'm not impressed with what she's done. Ivy Nile, on the other hand, I've been impressed with. She is very good, and she's legit, and that is exactly the type of woman that WWE needs to get into their main roster women's division. Somebody young, somebody that's powerful, somebody that has a great look. And Ivy Nile possesses all of that. It's very easy to book Ivy Nile. They did a great job with her when she first was introduced to NXT, and they kind of cooled her off. I don't know where she's been. This is legitimately the first time in many, many, many weeks that I've seen Ivy Nile wrestle. So I'm hoping that they do more with her moving on into the future. So Ivy Nile beats Tiffany Stratton pretty quick here. They grappled at the start, and Stratton, she tried to mount a comeback, but her inexperience showed here against Ivy Nile, who was just much more powerful than her. So all of a sudden, we got them going at it. Saray shows up. If you guys know Saray, Tiffany Stratton the week before attacked Saray in the back and stole her medallion. This powerful medallion that all of a sudden turns her into a fucking Powerpuff Girl. So Tiffany Stratton is now confronted by Saray. She suddenly appears at ringside, distracts Tiffany Stratton. Ivy Nile counters a body slam, slips behind Stratton to lock in the Dragon Sleeper, and Stratton immediately taps out to Ivy Nile. And that was pretty much it. That was it. So it looks like we got the Tiffany Stratton and Saray storyline continuing. Ask anybody in that arena, do you care? And more than likely, you will get the answer, no. None of you care about either of these women, and WWE is just trying to find something for these ladies to do, and none of it is really remotely interesting. Ivy Nile gets the victory over Tiffany Stratton. Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa is in the back, cuts a promo backstage like he has been doing, sitting in the chair backstage. Talks about how the fans have been the one constant throughout his NXT journey, for the highs and the lows and everything in between, from public happenings like title wins to private matters like his wife having 5 miscarriages before giving birth, to the miracle that is their daughter. He goes on about how the fans have always been there and they created black and gold magic. Ciampa says he hears the whispers about how Stand and Deliver may be the end of an era, and if so, we will create that magic one final time. Ciampa gets up, and usually he tosses the chair in an angry fashion. He did not. He folds the chair up and leans it against the wall in a proper manner, and on the back of the chair is spray painted 9/9/2015-42-2022. This is going to be the final match for Tommaso Ciampa in NXT. And it really is. We've had a couple of these moments. We've had a couple of these scenarios since the beginning of NXT 2.0. Johnny Gargano's no longer there. Adam Cole is no longer there. Kyle O'Reilly is no longer there. None of Undisputed Era remain except Roderick Strong. Finn Balor got called up. There's nothing left of the old NXT. Triple H has been removed from power. You see what happened there. Samoa Joe fired. William Regal fired. Road Dogg fired. Triple H's team pretty much gutted. Nothing of NXT remains except Tommaso Ciampa. When they remove him, we can talk about the Braun Breakers destroying the black and gold logo. We could talk about Braun Breaker beating Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT Championship. We could talk about Adam Cole going to AEW. We could talk about Johnny Gargano leaving NXT. Tommaso Ciampa was one half of the heart and soul of this entire brand. And no matter where he goes, if he goes to the main roster or if he goes somewhere else and leaves WWE altogether, he is the final beating pulse. He's the final beat of NXT. When he is gone, that's it. There's nothing else that remains. Nothing. It may be an end of an era. With him leaving, it will be an end of an era. I hope WWE knows what to do with something that important. Tommaso Ciampa gave his entire life to this brand. Tommaso Ciampa almost ended his fucking life for this brand. He's lucky to even be here, wrestling. WWE needs to treat this with the utmost importance. Tommaso Ciampa leaving and doing the honor for Tony D'Angelo should be something that Tony D cherishes. Because Tommaso Ciampa is absolutely beloved by everybody that loved the original NXT. And for him to take the final beating heart of Tommaso Ciampa before he goes to the main roster and Bruce does whatever the fuck they're going to do with him, Tony D'Angelo should be a made man. And Tony D has succeeded up until this point. He looks great. He's great in the ring. Cuts a great promo. The gimmick may be a little cheesy, but he plays it so fucking well that I don't mind what he's doing with the gimmick. That's the type of shit I want to see. That's the type of shit I could see in a main event level if WWE wants to get serious about somebody like that. This should be treated as something special. Tommaso Ciampa leaving spells the end of NXT 1.0 forever. We can go back and watch it. We can go back and watch the memorable moments that he and Gargano, he and Cole, and everybody that was a part of that class created. At Stand and Deliver, it ends. And hopefully WWE knows what to do with it by giving that heart and soul to Tony D'Angelo. We see a video package of Dolph Ziggler, somebody who is not the heart and soul of NXT, but he is the NXT champion. They're promoting Stand and Deliver in his title defense against Braun Breaker. We see Ziggler doing a bunch of media for Stand and Deliver. He talks about his journey to NXT and the NXT title. And he takes some cheap shots at Braun Breaker along the way. Ziggler says the NXT title is the genesis of the second half of his career. And he said, everybody that wanted him in this role, you're getting the Ziggler that you wanted this entire time in NXT. You wanted Ziggler to be a world champion? This is it. You wanted Ziggler to main event? This is it. You want Ziggler to get what he deserves? This is it. He goes on about the title defense and this title winning against Braun Breaker, winning the championship against Braun Breaker. This is the genesis of the second half of his career, and all he wants is for everyone to leave Stand and Deliver with shocked looks on their face. Dolph Ziggler is great. Dolph Ziggler is great. I could see Dolph Ziggler on NXT any day of the week, man. He would have fit like a glove on the Triple H's vision of NXT. I have no problem with Dolph Ziggler being in NXT. It's the simple fact that WWE is now relying on main roster talent to get the brand over. That's what I have a problem with. Mandy Rose is your women's champion, and Dolph Ziggler is your NXT men's champion. They're realistically both main roster talents. Now, Dolph Ziggler's always been a great professional wrestler. Has he been given the short end of the stick as far as WWE creative? Absolutely. Absolutely. He's been booked into oblivion where I don't think anybody takes him seriously. No matter how great he is, nobody takes him seriously because of the way he's been booked. And then Mandy Rose. I got to give Mandy Rose credit. She looks and just comes off in a much different way here on NXT. She knows what she wants to be, and she knows exactly what she needs to do and how to get it. And I appreciate the work that she's done to get herself over in front of this audience. This audience is not the same audience that was the audience at Full Sail. This is a different audience compared to them. This is a more casual audience. This is a more brain-dead audience at the Performance Center. But Mandy Rose in front of these people, she knows what she's doing, and I got to give her some credit about how she's reinvented herself and recreated herself to look much different than what she looked like on the main roster. But WWE is relying on main roster talents here. This isn't some developmental brand. WWE is relying on Dolph Ziggler and Mandy Rose. Rey Mysterio was down there, and The Miz TV, Dominic Mysterio, AJ Styles. We've seen more main roster defections for one-offs under the Bruce and Vince era of NXT than any time in 9 years under the Triple H regime. It was looked down upon. It was something that Triple H would never be granted access to. If he was lucky, he'd get a Kevin Owens or a Finn Balor, and that was it. But if he wanted a Rollins or an AJ, or when the club was there, Gallows and Anderson, if he wanted them, Vince would never give Triple H any main roster talent at all. Now, all of a sudden, it's a norm on NXT 2.0. And there's a reason for that. Because they know what they're doing is not working. And now they have to rely on one-offs from the main roster, one-offs from people that really don't have anything to do on the main roster. Let's bring them down to NXT and see if we could garner some interest from the fans. But Dolph Ziggler, at the end of the day, is great. Now, why is Dolph Ziggler there? Is Dolph Ziggler there to put over Braun Breaker? I thought Braun Breaker was doing pretty well for himself. Braun Breaker beat Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT Championship. He beat the Black and Gold. He destroyed the Black and Gold. He led 2.0 against the Black and Gold at War Games. What more does Braun Breaker need to do? What more does WWE need for Braun Breaker? I don't know. But Dolph Ziggler says he was there in NXT, got the call down to NXT, won the NXT Championship. He's there to scout talent. Dolph Ziggler is there to scout talent. Ziggler and Rude, they haven't been doing much of anything on the main roster. And Dolph decided to be NXT bound. Ziggler decided to see what was going on in developmental. So he says with Corey Graves on After the Bell, that he went down to the Performance Center and he talked about his experience in NXT, and he developed a respect for Braun Breaker. He says this, and I quote, "Everyone is asking, how do you feel about being surprised? I came here to scout talent, and 2 weeks later, I'm the NXT champion. That wasn't in the cards. That wasn't even a thought process. I'm constantly working. I'm never out sick, but I felt stale." He felt stale on the main roster. If Dolph Ziggler is feeling stale on the main roster, can you imagine what other people on the main roster are also feeling? Bobby Roode and I are really good at what we do, and it didn't seem like we were doing anything that important right now, and it's, what have you done for me lately? At the moment, we're not crushing it. It didn't seem like we were going to have a match on WrestleMania unless we made something happen. We saw an opening and said, let's try this out. Let's go see NXT. Half the time, anybody who shows up from NXT, their first match is with me anyway, especially Rude. He even had a match with me. Now I'm going to cut out the middleman and go to NXT and start wrestling there. I really came out to scout talent. See if there are a few people that come up and things could come up and possibly work out with what that is and work with that aligned, and got thrown right into the mix. It's crazy. It's so funny. If you're surprised that I'm NXT champion, normally, if you're surprised I'm the United States champion or world champion, I'm not. I'm blown away. I did not plan on this. I'm very happy to be in this moment with Breaker, who has 20 matches under his belt, but somehow can go. He has this insane speed, this insane power. I've been speared by Goldberg, and I'm like, this guy, you kidding me? And he knocked the wind out of me and put me down. This kid hits harder. That spear put me down. I was happy to kick out and keep moving, but I go, holy crap, he has that. In that prime of his career, linebacker closing speed for every movement. When he figures out how to hone that in a year or 2 or 3, he's going to be someone who is unstoppable. And he says that about Braun Breaker. I do think that guys like Dolph Ziggler do mean what they say about Braun Breaker, but I also feel like WWE should be in the position to get them, or get people like Braun Breaker, get the younger talent over like Dolph is doing here. You know, it's one thing if it comes from the commentary team. WWE really hasn't done anything to showcase Braun Breaker on anything he's done as far as his childhood upbringing, who his family is, and they don't really embrace who his family is. They haven't shown any video packages. Tonight was the first video package that I've legitimately seen about Braun Breaker in his entire run, in 20 matches on NXT television. And I heard more from Dolph Ziggler in this interview with Corey Graves about Braun Breaker than I heard from WWE. Do I think Dolph Ziggler really means this about Braun Breaker? Absolutely. But I also think WWE should be doing just as much, if not more than Dolph, to get Braun Breaker over. And I said it from the beginning, guys like Dolph, I'm fine with them coming to NXT. I'm not fine with them winning the NXT championship. I'm fine with them working programs to help get the younger talent over. I'm not fine with them winning the NXT championship. That's something that I would not go for. Finn Balor was a different story. Finn Balor was always more NXT to me than he was SmackDown or Raw. Vince and Bruce never looked at Finn Balor as anything more than a fucking mid-card guy who does flips and dives. Got a great body, got a great look, but he's a fucking indie midget. That's all they looked at when they looked at Finn Balor. I always felt Finn Balor fit more with Triple H in NXT, in the black and gold, instead of being on the main roster. Dolph Ziggler, it's a little bit more of a harder pill to swallow. But I love Dolph. I think Dolph is a very underrated wrestler. He's very underrated. A lot of people just kind of brush him by ads. Dolph Ziggler. He's a great wrestler. But he's somebody that should not be the NXT champion. And like I said, I've been saying this for weeks. I don't really understand the difference. If Braun Breaker went into Stand and Deliver with Dolph Ziggler as the NXT champion and he beat Dolph Ziggler, what is the difference? If he beats Ziggler as challenger and wins the championship back for a second time, And if he went into the show as champion and beat Ziggler as the champion, there is no difference there. It doesn't make a difference to me. You stopped his momentum. He had all the momentum in the world when he beat Ciampa, and you took the belt off of him because you wanted to get it back on him at WrestleMania weekend. Then he should have never won the championship. Ziggler should have beat Ciampa for the title. And then Breakker should have beat Ziggler. Braun Breaker should have never had a run already with the NXT championship. He should have only had one run. There are not many people who get 2 runs with the NXT championship. He's already getting 2 runs, and he hasn't even had 30 matches yet. It's just very weird. Doesn't make sense to me. WWE could have easily went about this a different way. If they wanted Ziggler as the champion, he didn't need to beat Braun Breaker. He could have easily beat Ciampa. But WWE was so obsessed about destroying NXT 1.0 and destroying the black and gold that they gave Breakker the championship. They were so in a rush to push this guy to the top that they needed to bust their nut quick. And now here we are. And it makes not one lick of a difference compared to where we were back in December when he won the fucking thing. Legado del Fantasma. They went up against Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. These guys are looking more and more like Ron Simmons and JBL. More and more. I usually say Smoking Guns 2.0. You got Josh Briggs out there trying his best JBL lariat. These guys are really modeling themselves after John Bradshaw Layfield and Ron Simmons. And they will not be APA. There will never be another APA. Legado del Fantasma, speaking of talent that's ready for the main roster, ready for the call-up to the main roster. Santos Escobar and Legado del Fantasma are absolutely ready for the main roster. So we got a tag team match here. They are out there, Brooks and Jensen, with Fallon Henley, the Mickey James cosplay, who's out there with them. Legado del Fantasma always looks great. I love all 3 of these guys. And they had a great match here with Brooks and Jensen. More so Legado than Brooks and Jensen. Hot tag to Briggs. And he is a big guy, and he's a powerhouse. Lopez is at ringside. Elektra Lopez is out there. Causes a distraction. Mendoza nails a distracted Briggs with a huge missile dropkick. Joaquin Wilde tries to follow it up with a 450 splash, but Briggs blocks it as he comes down off the 450, grabs him by the throat. Pretty creative move there by the wannabe APA. So Briggs blocks it, grabs Joaquin by the throat, and we get Fallon Henley jumping Lopez on the outside to cause yet another distraction. They brawl at ringside. Briggs gives Wilde a chokeslam. Jensen tags in for the high-low double team on Joaquin Wilde. And Jensen makes the cover on Joaquin Wilde for the 1, 2, 3. So Legado del Fantasma, man, not really boding well for Santos Escobar going into the pay-per-view. He's one of the 5 men in that North American Championship ladder match. Indy Hartwell and Persia Perota. You know, the 2 ladies that had a makeout contest with their boyfriends on NXT a couple of weeks ago. Those 2. They're in the back, and they're having a conversation about who is the better couple. Is it Index, or is it Duke Hudson and Persia Perota? So they start getting angry, and there's a little tension building between the 2 ladies. And they agree to get their best attire and bring their men to Texas for Stand and Deliver weekend. And let the fans decide which is the hotter couple. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my goodness, man. And here I am mistakenly calling it a takeover, man. We're about to get a fucking fashion show at what used to be Takeover Stand and Deliver. We're getting a fucking fashion show in Texas, folks. If you are not watching Stand and Deliver, at this point, I may not blame you. They're going to let the fans decide who the hotter couple is. Obviously, I'm voting for Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis. So they shake hands on it, and it may be a segment at Stand and Deliver. Nothing really is confirmed right now, but knowing WWE and how fucking cringe they are, I expect to see all 4 of these individuals on Saturday afternoon. Mackenzie Mitchell's backstage with Cameron Grimes. She asked, how's it feeling going into tonight's second chance qualifier for the ladder match for the North American Championship on Stand and Deliver Saturday? Grimes says he's usually confident, maybe too confident, but he can honestly say he's nervous because this is the biggest match of his career. Grimes says Roderick Strong and A-Kid don't need this win like he does. He goes on to say this match is more about winning the title. It's about delivering on the promise he made to his late father. You know, they're really ramping this up with Cameron Grimes and making that promise to his late father. Now, it's not going to be a case to me where he's going to win the North American Championship. I think Carmelo Hayes has such a grasp on that title. I don't think he's letting go of it anytime soon. But Cameron Grimes is definitely ready for a main roster call-up. There's nothing more for that guy to do. Even if he wins the North American Championship, there is nothing for that guy to do on NXT. He's basically done everything. I think he's more than ready for the main roster. Toxic Attraction. They come out. We got Mandy Rose, who's the NXT Women's Champion. Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, who are the Women's Tag Team Champions. They're in the ring. Mandy Rose has a microphone. And she talks about being forced to defend the title at Stand and Deliver in a fatal 4-way. And says Io Shirai, Kaylee Ray misunderstood her words when she said she'd take on any woman. She didn't mean at the same damn time. But she's not scared. No way is she scared. Rose tells everyone that they need to remember who she is. She's the baddest bitch in the game. And she says she has the best backup the company has ever seen. Mandy Rose obviously has maybe had one too many to drink, and she is not the baddest bitch in the game. So now we're obviously taking lines and trying to mimic Jade Cargill. Is that what we're doing? Because Jade Cargill usually says that she is that bitch show. So now we got Mandy Rose saying that she's the baddest bitch in the game. In what way? In what way? Are we basing this off looks? To each his own. But Mandy Rose is not the baddest bitch in the game. If we're talking about what they mean to their brand and championship-wise, she's not the baddest bitch in the game. No way, Mandy. No way. And the best backup that she's ever seen? Clearly, Mandy Rose was born yesterday. She has no idea about the history of anything if Gigi Dolan and JC Jane are the best backup that she's ever seen. Lines like this, no matter who you are, heel or babyface, man, they come off so fucking reckless. Lines like that should never be uttered because none of it is ever true. You're just a delusional idiot at that point. At least make them sound intelligent. Nobody ever sounds intelligent on these shows. So she goes on bragging about Toxic Attraction's dominance and says, come Saturday, she will humiliate Cora Jade, rid NXT of Io Shirai once and for all, and send Kaylee Ray back to the bridge which she came from. Mandy Rose says after she defeats all 3 of these women, she will cement her legacy of becoming the greatest NXT Women's Champion of all time. Rose says before we witness greatness on Saturday, there's business to tend to. Wendy Chu and Dakota Kai. Rose says they did them a favor by taking out Raquel Gonzalez and Cora Jade and practically handed them the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, but they failed. Rose says Chu earlier apologized for not getting the job done. Dolan and Jane emptied out Wendy Chu's belongings that they stole from her in her backpack. The fans are booing. Dolan and Jane go on ranting about how they defeated everyone and they run the division. And they say that there's no competition left. This is pretty much WWE planting a seed that they will be losing the tag team championships come Saturday afternoon. So Jane says she and Dolan will enter Stand and Deliver as champions, and they will watch Rose defeat 3 other bimbos at the same time. Rose says they walk into Stand and Deliver with all the gold and walk out with all the gold Because they are not just Toxic Attraction, they are the attraction. They pose with all the titles, and then out comes Dakota Kai. She rushes to the ring and attacks, but they do indeed beat her down 3-on-1, this Toxic Attraction. Out comes Raquel Gonzalez, another name who's more than ready for the main roster, maybe. She's done everything she could in NXT. There's really nothing left for Raquel Gonzalez to do in NXT, but I'll hold off on that. Gonzalez fights them all off, scoops Rose up for a slam, but Dolan pulls her out to safety. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez clear the ring, and they are watching Toxic Attraction from the ring, and they don't see each other, and they bump backs in the middle of the ring, and Dakota Kai is standing there, and Raquel Gonzalez is standing there, and there's been a big feud, and Dakota split from Raquel and stabbed Raquel in the back. Fans are chanting, yes, yes, yes. And all of a sudden they hug, and we get Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez back together as a team. They were never really an interesting tag team to begin with, so pardon my lack of care for Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. The only reason why they are together right now going into Stand and Deliver is because the tag team championships should have been on the line because of Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray winning the Dusty Cup. WWE, they opted to book everything in the most illogical way possible by taking the tag team winners of the Dusty Tag Team Classic and splitting them up into a fatal four-way match to include Mandy Rose, Cora Jade, Io Shirai, and Kaylee Ray. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. You've automatically shit on the tag team championships. Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray are telling you without actually telling you, fuck your tag team titles. We're going after the NXT Women's Championship. So WWE had to scramble to get a legit team back together, and they got one in Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, who have some sort of history together, and the only reason why this match is happening is because there is nobody else. There's no other tag teams. WWE have these women's tag team championships, and they don't have a division. And I've been saying this for weeks now. Same thing with the main roster at WrestleMania. What happens when Sasha Banks and Naomi win those tag team championships at WrestleMania? Where do you go from there? You're going to be in the same fucking boat, floating down the same fucking river that Carmella and Zelina Vega are floating down. No competition. No competition. WWE is pairing random women together, calling them tag teams, and then putting all of these women together at WrestleMania because they have nothing else to do. NXT's doing and adopting the same mentality. No tag team division, no competition. Let's create something out of thin air when we already had something in Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray. Not good enough. Not good enough. So when Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez win the tag team championships, what happens then? Where do they go from there? I don't think Toxic Attraction is walking out with any championships on Saturday afternoon. I think Cora Jade is going to be the NXT Women's Champion, and I think Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai are winning the tag team championships, and Toxic Attraction will not be the attraction. They will be the losers on Saturday afternoon. Mandy Rose has done an admirable job. An admirable job. But I could see, again, Toxic Attraction getting the call up to the main roster. They need fucking women on the main roster, and they need a solid group of women that have some sort of common fucking theme together. I could see them calling Toxic Attraction up. They may as well gut NXT to the very fucking core and really start from the ground up again. There's a lot of talent that I could see getting called up to the main roster. Toxic Attraction may very well be a part of that list. I don't know what else is there for them to do. What else is there for Mandy Rose to do? She's recreated herself, she's reimagined herself, and she's made herself into the best version of herself. Let's take that back to the main roster and see what we can do with it. Maybe that's what they do. I don't know. Only time will tell, and that will happen on Saturday afternoon. Mackenzie Mitchell. She's backstage with Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes says people need to put respect on his name for his managerial skills after he put together the recent qualifying matches for the ladder match at Stand and Deliver. He did not. Shawn Michaels did. I'm assuming somebody did. Bruce Pritchard did, with help from Shawn Michaels. Hayes says he will be on commentary for tonight's second chance triple threat. Grayson Waller and Sanga, his big muscle, walks up to interrupt. Waller says he may be on commentary to join Carmelo Hayes. Waller talks about doing whatever it takes to win the North American title on Saturday. Hayes and Waller have a few words together, and Grayson says his is bigger than Carmelo's, meaning his manager. Meaning Sanga is bigger than Trick Williams. They didn't know what he meant by that, and that's the way the segment went off the air. There's a lot of sexual innuendos on NXT. There's a lot of very juvenile making out sessions on NXT. Not really what I want on a pro wrestling show, but this is the day and age of NXT 2.0, folks. It's written by old men who think this is what the younger audience wants to see when all we want to see is professional wrestling. Von Wagner. My boy Von Wagner. Put the lotion in the baskets. Von Wagner. It rubs the lotion on the skin. Von Wagner. Von Wagner's got some new theme music, bro. Oh my goodness. They're really taking the Von Wagner push seriously. He's got new theme music. He's got a new manager. He's got a new love interest. And he's got new trunks. Von Wagner, man. Von Wagner's growing up right before our very eyes on NXT 2.0. It's a great thing to see, my boy Von Wagner, man. Oh, my goodness. He'll be able to afford many bottles of lotion. Von Wagner went against Bodie Hayward. This was pretty academic here. Bodie Hayward is the pupil of Andre Chase. And this was pretty quick. Jacket Time was out there on commentary. You know, Jacket Time, the guys that are fucking geeks. Jacket Time sat there on commentary. Kushida and Ikemen Jiro out there on commentary. They're out there to provide Japanese commentary. So Wagner, he beats Bodie Hayward, and it was pretty academic, like I said. Basic match. Von Wagner, the one thing I noticed about Von Wagner, man, he doesn't slow down. The one thing I can honestly say about Von Wagner is he does not slow down, man. He goes from move to move to move to move. I look at Von Wagner, and I see somebody who's playing WWE 2K22, and he creates the most generic creative superstar in the history of WWE 2K, man. That's what I look like. Oh, that's what I look at when I look at Von Wagner. He's got the slick back hair. He's got the bushy beard. He's big. He's tall. He's got some muscle to him. He's got generic theme music. He's got the generic pants. And he's got a manager, a generic manager in Robert Stone. He looks like a WWE 2K creative character. There's nothing special about him. But here I am to believe, or I'm supposed to believe, Von Wagner's this big, rough, and tough fucking guy that everybody's going to be seemingly interested in caring about. His name is Von Wagner. You can't get any more uncool than that. I don't know how this guy is going to get over with that fucking name, man. This guy is going to be a laughingstock if he makes it any further than where he is now. He's got potential, don't get me wrong, but he's not going anywhere with the name Von Wagner. Give me a break. So we got Von Wagner, basic match here with Bodie Hayward. He got a little bit more time to shine in this match with Von Wagner than he did in his previous matches, did Bodie Hayward. And this was all about Von Wagner. They are clearly giving him a push, and he will be the next monster heel on the NXT 2.0 roster. He used this finishing move. I don't know if this is his finishing move or it's still in the experimental phase, but it's a Death Valley driver spot, and he flips him around into a modified neck breaker of sorts. So that's his finishing move. 1, 2, 3, Von Wagner wins. At the end of the match, he beat up Jacket Time. Jacket Time. He destroyed Jacket Time after the match is over. Good for them. Get them the fuck off TV. Poor Kushida. They're at ringside. They were destroyed. And he takes care of Kushida. And then Wagner throws Jiro into the ring. He plants Jiro with that finishing move he just did to Bodie Hayward. And he rips Jiro's signature jacket, which apparently had, I don't remember what it was. It was tangerines on it. He had a jacket with tangerines all over. It may have been pears. I don't know. One of the other. It was a fruit for Ikemen Jiro on his jacket. So they were destroyed. Jacket Time was taken care of. Good. Get him off TV. Kushida, man, what a fucking waste, huh? Triple H and William Regal bring Kushida in to NXT, and now he's out there doing hey with fucking Jiro. Oh my goodness, man. When's his contract up? Von Wagner gets the victory, man. Can you see Von Wagner going? Are you going to be excited about Von Wagner headlining a fucking pay-per-view? Not with that name. Tony D'Angelo cuts a promo about Mr. Tommaso Ciampa. And this was a pre-recorded vignette. He says Tommaso Ciampa made a big mistake by attacking him. He says he has to remove Ciampa from NXT, and he's telling Ciampa that Stand and Deliver will be his last match. D'Angelo goes on, talks about his rightful place, taking his rightful place at the top of the family this weekend. And says when he's done with Ciampa at Stand and Deliver, he's going to control everything, and he's going to be the new Don of NXT. I like the sound of that. Tony D'Angelo, man, is going to take care of Tommaso Ciampa. Like I said, hopefully WWE knows what they're doing there. And if Tony D'Angelo beats Tommaso Ciampa, it should be important instead of it just being another victory. Another regular victory for Tony D'Angelo on NXT. It should be something that has significance to it if he's beating Ciampa and ending Ciampa's NXT run. Joe Gacy, he went one-on-one with Draco Anthony. This was not very good at all. Joe Gacy, though, I was very hard on the gimmick. I actually quite enjoy it. He's out there with Harlan. Harlan just got married this past weekend, so congratulations to him. Parker Boudreaux. Draco Anthony, man, great looking kid, man. Great physique. Not really all that great in the ring. He's got a lot to learn. I could see why he really hasn't been on NXT 2.0 all that often. Not really a good showing here, but he's got a great physique. He's got what it takes as far as the looks are concerned, but he's got to let everything just kind of come together in the ring. Gacy pinned Anthony here to win what was a rough outing for Draco Anthony, but a decent showing for Joe Gacy. The backstory here is Gacy has been trying to recruit Draco Anthony for weeks here, and Draco Anthony has declined Joe Gacy's requests every time. Anthony was getting some time to shine in this match. Gacy cuts him off. Gacy does a handspring where he bounces off the ropes into a clothesline on Anthony. Gacy then covered Anthony for a 1, 2, 3. Not much from Draco Anthony here. Maybe a couple of slams and an overhead toss, but that's about it. Nothing over the moon. He definitely is very, very green. They legitimately pulled him from the Performance Center and put him in the ring on NXT 2.0. But they got to find something for these guys to do, man. They got to get them some TV time and that exposure in front of the live audience. NXT is not a touring brand. So any little bit of being in front of that live audience with that live element is going to help them get to where they need to be a little bit faster. Nikita Lyons. Everybody's been looking forward to this one right after that first match. Nikita Lyons defeated Sloane Jacobs. This was pretty quick squash match. Lyons wins after a big spinning front kick. Couple of slams. Looks good. She moves well in the ring. This is legitimately my first time watching her. Couple of nice swift arm drags. A big body slam. Couple of kicks showing off that karate background. And that big spinning front kick to knock her out. 1, 2, 3. Nikita Lyons beats Sloane Jacobs. She does the split at the end of the match again into the pin. 1, 2, 3. I'm sure everybody is ranting and raving about Nikita Lyons, man. quickly making you forget all that there is about Miss Toni Storm. I'm sure. Nikita Lyons is now the new favorites in the hearts of all the men on social media. Not very difficult to see and understand why. Malcolm Bivens. Oh, by the way, before we get to Malcolm Bivens, after Lyons won this match, oh my goodness. The level of cringe reached Becky Lynch levels. Lash Legend appeared on the Titantron. Lash Legend is on the Tron, and she's out there talking to Nikita Lyons, who apparently she's in a feud with. Had no idea about this. And Lash Legend is on the screen, taunting Lyons, says she has unfinished business. Unfinished business with Lyons, and they're going to take care of this business after Stand and Deliver. Lash Legend says Lyons is okay, but she's not as good as Lash. And after Stand and Deliver, Lash will show why she's more athletic, more talented, and more importantly, a bigger superstar. Lash Legend may be the worst gimmick in all of WWE, and we may have to push aside Happy Corbin to number 2 for Lash Legend. She sounds fucking horrendous. The fucking talk show she has is complete dog shit. She sucks in the ring, and I don't see how any of Lash Legend makes it to TV without there being botch after botch after botch after botch, man. I'm sorry. She's not ready for television. I watched that one match that she had with Saray on Main Event. My goodness, man. They had to fucking cut the match down so much that it was nothing more than a complete botch fest. She does not belong on TV. They are really, really treading a thin line if they're going to put Lash Legend in there with somebody that people are clearly high on in Nikita Lyons. Lash Legend. What is the gimmick? What is the gimmick? Who thought of that terrible fucking talk show? Oh my goodness. Please, no more Lash Legend on TV. Ever. What is her background? Wasn't she a WNBA player? Go back and play basketball. Diamond Mine. They're backstage. Malcolm Bivens hypes about Roderick Strong qualifying to Stand and Deliver. And then he says he will become a 2-time NXT North American champion. Then the Creed brothers will win the NXT Tag Team titles on the same night. Bivens says they are taking all the gold, and he will have more gold than Mr. T, but he pities the fool who wants it. They walk off to the ring, and Brutus Creed and Julius Creed wish them luck. Apparently, he receives a text from, I believe I heard, a 718 number. A 718 number is New York City. No, it's not me. I'm not bullying or threatening the Creed brothers. Or maybe it's a 781 number, which would then be a Boston area code. This person wishes the Creeds good luck at Stand and Deliver and says they will be watching. Brutus thinks it's the same guys who jumped them. Julius calms him down and says that's fine. They will deal with it at Stand and Deliver, and they will take these guys out when they pop up. I don't know who the fuck is threatening the Creed brothers, but I guess we'll find out on Saturday. And the main event, the last chance qualifier for the North American Championship ladder match. Roderick Strong versus Cameron Grimes and A Kid in a triple threat match. Not bad. Not bad. I think we all kind of knew who was going to win this match just based off the verbiage in the promos that he's been cutting the last couple of weeks, and that was Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes wins this match. Of course, he does. Pins Roderick Strong to advance to make it 5 in the North American Championship ladder match. Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes are out there on commentary. Solo Sikoa is standing in the aisleway watching the match. Santos Escobar is in the crowd watching the match. Grayson Waller is in the crowd watching the match. Like I said, Carmelo and Trick Williams are on commentary watching the match. They're all watching who's going to qualify as the 5th and final man. Lots of big spots involving all 3 guys. Very fast-paced. there was a commercial break, and then after commercial break, Strong is attempting the stronghold on one of the guys. I forgot who it was. And he tried to apply the stronghold on both Grimes and A-Kid at the same time. Cameron Grimes then fires up. He makes a babyface comeback late in the match. He leaps off the top rope with a flying crossbody. Pinning attempt broken up by A-Kid. He went to go pin, did Grimes. Roderick Strong, like I said, broken up by A-Kid off the crossbody block. Grimes plants A-Kid with a swinging Uranagi. Strong breaks up that pin. Strong then comes out of nowhere with a multitude of backbreakers. Suplex into a falling backbreaker, takes out A-Kid. Strong's momentum comes to a stop when Grimes delivers a cave-in. Grimes then covers Strong to score the deciding pinfall, and he goes on to stand and deliver. There was one spot by A-Kid where he did a tilt-a-whirl DDT on Cameron Grimes. Holy shit, did he plant Cameron Grimes with a great-looking swinging DDT, man. Awesome stuff there. But Cameron Grimes wins. In winning this match, he qualifies for the North American Championship ladder match, which will be 5 guys. Should be a nice contained chaos there at TakeOver. Dock me pay! Every time I say fucking TakeOver, man. Jesus fucking Christ. So it's going to be a nice contained chaos for the 5-man ladder match at Stand and Deliver. After the match, everybody involved in the ladder match cut a last-minute promo. Then a big brawl comes to the end of the show, and the show goes off the air with everybody brawling over the North American Championship. That's pretty much it. NXT wasn't terrible. It's just a show that just exists to me. You know, it's just another 2 hours of fucking mind-numbing television. And we get enough mind-numbing television on Monday at 3 hours. This is, like I usually say, just a mid-program. There's nothing overly special about it. So, NXT, Stand and Deliver on Saturday. I'll be covering the show on Saturday afternoon. Should be decent enough that there will be some major happenings coming out of that show, and I will be here to cover it all on Saturday afternoon right here on Off the Script. Guys, we're going to get into the Super Chats. Get them on in. Get them on in. We're going to hang out now, have a couple of cold beverages. Don't know what you guys are drinking right now, but I got my Liquid Death as always, man. Love me some Liquid Death. Gonna go over the Super Chats, but first, man, thank you guys again for a great show. Thank you for a great week, a start to the week. Always very important to me, man. We got off to a great start. We got Monday Night Raw in the books. NXT in the books. We got Off the Script 424 in the books. Go check that out. Uploaded today live on the channel. It's on the homepage. WWE 2K22 content in the books, man. We got a ton of content coming for you this week. Hit that thumbs up. I see 566 likes on the stream right now, man. Hit that thumbs up. Let's try for at least 700 is the minimum tonight on Tuesday night. Continue to hit that join button, man. We got 500 members of the VIP club, man. So many members, I'm going to need to build a bigger venue. Make sure you guys hit that join button, become a VIP. You guys get access to those emotes, and you get those beautiful badges next to your name to show off your VIP status in the live stream chat. And once again, my sponsor tonight, Blue Chew, BlueChew.com. It's code JD at checkout for your free sample. That's BlueChew.com, code JD. All you guys have to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling, and you guys get your free sample on me and on the podcast. Let's get into the Super Chats, guys. Always love me some Super Chats. You guys can still get them on in, man. Never too late. We're going to start with Fujins Henry. $1.99 Super Chat. Paragon J. Pierce. Hashtag 9 to 5 for life. Yes, man. Fuck Paragon J. Pierce. Guy is a complete prick in WWE 2K22. D. Bastardo with a $2 Super Chat. At NXT weeks ago, Fans full of overhyped ignorance. Yeah, bro, that crowd looks like it's not my type of people. If I was legitimately in the crowd, man, I probably would be pissed off. They are not the same people that attended Full Sail. I'll tell you that right now. Tony Brown with a $9.99. All that as. He spells it A-Z-Z. I know who you're talking about, bro. And Nikita Lyons has a lot of it. You talk about booty meat, man. Jesus fucking Christ, your entire calendar's filled with that booty meat. Jeremy Harris with a $5 super chat. What's up, JD? How's your day going? Just to let you know, I enjoy watching you play WWE 2K22. It's always enjoyable watching your stream. Keep up the good work. Yo, Jeremy Harris, thank you so much, brother. My day was very mid. I didn't really do much of anything today, man. Recorded. I ate. Had some Chipotle for dinner. Watched NXT, and now I'm about to jump on Destiny to call it a nightcap. Joseph Taylor with a $2 super chat. A-Kid is underrated. I don't see what the big deal is about A-Kid, man. A-Kid is not going anywhere past NXT. I'll tell you that right now. A-Kid is going nowhere, man. Vince is going to take one look at A-Kid, and he's going to be fucking T-Kid. Terminated. Furious Nation with a $10 super chat. Furious Nation with multiple super chats. A 10, a 10, a 5, and a 10. Thank you, Furious. Holy shit, thank you, man. What's up, JD? I just want to say that I've been enjoying your My Rise mode in WWE 2K22, and I think it's very good, man. Have you ever considered doing my GM mode? Let me get through one mode first, Furious. I don't know what else I'm going to do as far as content in the game. I want to finish one and then maybe do something else. So we'll see what happens. Also, it's crazy that WrestleMania 31 was on this day 7 years ago. It was actually a good WrestleMania, and the last good WrestleMania, to be honest, with Bryan and Cena winning the IC title and US titles, and Seth cashing in Money in the Bank plus more. WrestleMania 31 easily was the best WrestleMania of this current WrestleMania run that we're on from WrestleMania 30. Easily the best WrestleMania. 32 sucked. 33 was not all that good either. 34 was horrendous. 35 sucked. 36 is non-existent to me. I'll never go back and watch that again. Or was it? It was 36 that was in the PC, right? 37 was last year. This is 38, right? Yeah. Yeah. No, I'll never go back and watch 36 again. Never. Also, you're not the only one pleased with Austin and KO main eventing night one. I'm pleased as well because Charlotte and Ronda would have been eaten alive by that Dallas crowd. Cheers, bro. Good night. Also, he says, in your opinion, what beer do you recommend from Texas? Since I'll be flying to Dallas for WrestleMania weekend this Friday, thinking about having a Guinness, to be honest. Furious, I've been to Texas one time in my life, man. I was in Austin, Texas. Honestly, it's all IPA. If you do not like IPA, if you don't like a hoppy beer, you're not going to enjoy drinking in Texas, man. Not my type of beer. MGM Bowlin with a $4.99 super chat. I just started watching Yellowstone, 3 episodes in, and I'm hooked. Man, Yellowstone is fucking great. Yellowstone is awesome, bro. I'm on Team Rip. Rip is awesome. Jacob Donnelly with a 12-month membership. Thank you, brother. Ika Manjiro for NXT champion. No. Thank you, Jacob. Ahmed Youssef with a $4.99 super chat. Tommaso Ciampa versus Roman Reigns is something I'm interested in. Yeah, me too. Good luck getting that to happen. I'm not an IPA fan, bro. Sam in the chat, I'm not an IPA fan. Man, I'll tell you what, I'm lying. A traditional IPA, double IPA, triple IPA, I'm not a fan, bro. But if you give me a milkshake IPA or a hazy IPA or a sour IPA, I'm all in. It's got to be a sour IPA or a milkshake IPA. I'm all in. Much more juicy. I like a juicy IPA. That hoppy shit, man, not my cup of tea. Lit. ASMR with a $10 super chat. I believe the Cody hints for Seth could be a swerve, and he'll get Taker instead. Undertaker will have his one true last match in his home state going out on his Hall of Fame induction this week. And everybody's making a big deal about this, man. Let's just find out. WWE is only talking about fucking Shane McMahon because they want to throw the scent off of Cody Rhodes. Could be The Undertaker. I doubt it, though. Could be Shane McMahon. I think WWE is going to cause a lot of fucking problems if Shane McMahon comes out to challenge Seth Rollins, man. The internet wrestling community will burn down to the ground, man, and I'll be there to fucking watch it burn myself. It's got to be Cody. If WWE doesn't deliver Cody at WrestleMania, it's going to be a lot of disappointed people, bro. Joey Clemenza with a new membership. Thank you so much, brother. What are you drinking? Raging Girl Gamer with a 19-month membership. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Rage. Yo, Tony Khan in the chat. JD, I need you and Solid Monster for Ring of Honor. Are you down? Hit me up, brother. Don't worry, TK. I'll call you after the show, bro. I'll call you after the show, man. I got you on speed dial. Don't worry. Joseph Taylor with a $2 super chat. JD, have you ever watched the show Suits? No. No, I don't watch that USA shit. DC Stallion with a $1.99 super chat. Do you think Cody 100% faces Rollins on night one? Yes, I do. And Willie Martin becomes a member for 9 months. At this point, I think if anyone other than Cody comes out as Seth's opponent at Mania, it's going to get more heat than Roman winning the Rumble over Bryan. Bro, if Shane McMahon comes out, bro, it may be fucking one of the most disastrous things that WWE has ever done. Seriously. If they want a PR nightmare, deliver Shane McMahon. Seriously. And guys, that's it. That's it, man. I hope you guys are a little bit more vocal come WrestleMania weekend, bro. Seriously. Hopefully you guys are a little bit more vocal come WrestleMania weekend. Hey, yo, Jesse. The floors look good, bro. The floors look good, man. See? See what happens when you listen to Papa JD and he tells you to mop the floor? What'd you use, bro? You use that Mr. Clean? Oh, well, what'd you use? The Fabuloso? Oh, come on, bro. You can't be taking cleaning tips from Issa, bro. Come on. I'm gonna have you mop the floor again, bro. Seriously. It's Mr. Clean or bust, okay? All right, I'll see you tomorrow, bro. Make sure the fucking venue is stocked. We're gonna be thirsty tomorrow. All right, I'll talk to you later. This fucking guy. Using Fabuloso, bro. Jesus fucking Christ. He's taking cleaning tips from Issa. Man, Issa's not even here. It's in fucking Puerto Rico. Listen, bro, show that same energy tomorrow when Tony Storm debuts, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by tonight on your Tuesdays, man. I know Tuesday isn't the most popular evening. I know Tuesday's not the typical pro wrestling night anymore. Not with NXT being as mid as it is, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the show, man. Yes, MGM Ball and Fabuloso smells good. That's all it does. It smells good. I don't think it necessarily cleans as good as it smells, but to each his own, man. Listen. Follow me on Twitter, guys. At JD from NY206, Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Check out my sponsor for tonight's show, Blue Chew, bluechew.com. Code JD. Get your free sample. Hit that thumbs up. 700 likes is the goal. Looks like we're not going to get there, but this NXT crowd is quite stingy, man. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you guys are Von Wagner fans, man. I don't know. I'm sorry if I upset you. Anyway, I'm getting out of here, guys. I need two things from you before I get the hell out of here. Number one, I need those guitar emojis in the chat. My VIPs, I got 500 of them. Love you guys. I need those Mustang emojis in the chat. And when that guitar solo comes in, man, when that guitar solo comes in, I'm going to need that music on max. Jesse and I will be live in the venue for AEW Dynamite tomorrow night. It's going to be a good show as always. Possible Miss Toni Storm debuting tomorrow night for AEW Dynamite as the Owen Hart Cup qualifiers begin. Until then, guys, enjoy Tuesdays, and I'll see you back in the venue for AEW Dynamite on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.